Okay, today's lesson is on unblocking from the defensive side. Whenever your partner has led a card, particularly if the contract is in no trump, should you hold high honor cards in that suit? You need to think about, do I need to unblock? By unblocking, I mean play that card, get rid of that card. Of course, it depends on what's in the dummy, and it depends on what you think your partner has led. But always be thinking when your partner has led, especially at no trump, if you have a high honor card, ace, king, queen, or jack, perhaps you need to unload it or ditch it or unblock with it. So let's just look at some examples of some combinations of what you might hold. Looking here first at example 1, the contract is 3 no trump. Declarer has led the 6 of spades. The dummy comes down and you see the ace king third, and you have the queen jack third. Your partner's led the 6, and you say, okay, always think about, okay, what is my partner's lead from? If you take the rule of 11, 6 from 11 would be 5, and you can see 4 of them, the ace, the king, queen, and the jack. So that means the declarer's got 1 card higher than led. That is if your partner has led the 4th best. And she has in this particular case. She probably had a terrible lead to make. Often you don't have to lead from 4 to the 10 spot, but she did. Maybe that's some other reason she didn't want to lead anything else. So she leads the 6. The ace is played from north hand. You're sitting there with the queen, jack, little. You know that the declarer, if your partner has indeed led 4th best, that your partner's led from the 10. So you have to unblock in this situation. The first card that when the ace is played, you should play the jack, not the queen. If you play the queen, your partner's not going to know that you have the jack. So the first discard you make is you throw the jack. And then later on, when the ace is played, you need to play the queen. Now, I know that's hard for you to see, but you see, if you hold on to either the queen and the jack, should you get in later, then you don't have a card small enough to get to your partner, because your partner's highest card, if she's led indeed 4th best, would be the 10. So when the ace is played from the dummy, play your jack. When the king is played eventually, you play your queen. And then if you get in, you now have your 4 spot to lead to your partner. She plays the 10, 9, and whatever else that she's got, and perhaps you set the contract. But the problem is, if you hang on to both the queen and the jack, either one of them, you have blocked the suit. Now let's look at the second example. Again, we are in 3 no trump. Your partner has led the jack of spades, 3 little ones on the board, and you hold queen X. So you're thinking your partner, again, what would she lead from? She's probably led from the jack 10, 9X, or maybe jack 10, 8X. She could have led, say, from the ace jack 10. You don't know right now. But when she plays the jack and you hold an honor card and one other, you need to immediately play that queen. Play your queen. You say, well, I want to hold that. No, if you hold that, then you might actually block the suit. So in this case, if you had the king X, the ace X, the queen X, you would play your honor card and get out of the way. You're unblocking. Partner's probably led from the jack 10, 9, or he might have led from the jack 10, 8. It's time that you don't want to unblock when you have a double to the honor is if you can see that by unblocking, you will set up a second trick for the declarer. And that is illustrated by example 3. Your partner leads the queen of spades at a contract of 3 no trump. You hold the king. Now above, I've told you if you hold honor X, you need to pitch it. You need to play it right then on top of the queen. But you see 4 to the 9 sitting there in the dummy. And this is the only way you would know. You should not, in this case, play your king. Despite what I've said, you should not play it, because if you play the king, when your partner gets in, she can play her jack and her 10, but you see that 9 is going to set up in the dummy for a second stopper. So if you can see by looking at the dummy that if you do unblock with your honor card, that it will set up a second stopper for the declarer. Declarer obviously has the ace. then you must not play your king in this particular example. You would only know that by looking at the spot cards that are in the dummy and thinking about what is your partner's lead. Your partner's lead from the queen, jack 10, X, maybe 5 of them. You know that if you play the king in this instance, the declarer will not only get the ace, but she will also get a second stopper with the 9. All right, let's move now from a no trump contract. Let's move to one where we are looking at a suit contract. And I don't know where my, okay, I'm sorry about that. Okay, we are on example 4, and it is a contract of 4 hearts. Your partner has led the king of spades. You have the ace X. Since it is a contract of 4 hearts, even though if it were 3 no trump, you would also want to play your ace, but you should play your ace of spades and leave back your 4, and then your partner will take the queen, and your partner then will give you a ruff. If you're really playing and watching the cards your partner leads back for you to ruff, you will know which suit she wants you to shift to. Now, in this particular case, the contract's 4 hearts, your partner's led the king of spades. The other 2 suits would be diamonds and clubs. So when your partner leads the king, you should correctly take your ace of spades, lead your 4 back, he takes his queen, and now he takes the choice of the 7, the 3, or the 2 to lead to you to get the ruff. So you need to watch the spot card that he leads back. If he leads the 2 of spades back for you to get the ruff, he's telling you to shift to the club, the lower ranking of the 2 remaining suits. So you have hearts and spades. The other 2 suits would be diamonds and clubs. Diamonds outranks clubs. So if he leads the 2 for you to ruff the spade, then you should lead back a club to him. Should he lead the 7 for you to ruff, and you're watching and you're paying attention, he's telling you to lead back a diamond after you've ruffed. Now, if you don't overtake the ace and lead the spade and get the ruff right then, it may be that later on in the hand, maybe there's a side suit in the dummy, the declarer might have an opportunity to get rid of that 3rd spade and you don't get your ruff. All right, I want to come down to example 5 now. This is a specific case, and it is one that doesn't come up very often, but when it does, you need to be watching for it. You're in no trump. It always comes up in no trump if your partner leads the queen of spades. Notice he has the king, queen, 10, 9, X. If your partner leads the queen and you hold the jack, he is asking you to drop the jack under his queen. If you hold it and you don't do so, I mean, you can have the jack XX. If you have the jack, your partner leads the queen at no trump, you should play the jack under his queen. He has led from a holding like king, queen, 10, 9, or king, queen, 10, 8. He needs to know where that jack is before he continues. If he doesn't see the jack come out of your hand, or it's not showing up on the dummy, then he's going to think that the declarer, the south hand, holds the jack. So you tell him right away when you play that jack, now he knows that in between your 2 hands, he has the king, queen, jack, 10, 9. And he can go ahead and continue. But if he doesn't see you play the jack, you don't have it, you don't play it, now he's going to think that the declarer has the ace, jack, whatever cards, and he won't continue with it. So that's why it's important, and it comes up rather frequently when your partner makes a lead from a suit like this, that you do hold the jack, that you do need to try to ditch it, get rid of it. You play it, let your partner know exactly where it is. All right, now here we are in number 6, we are in a contract of 4 hearts. And your partner's led the king. If you want him to continue, you would play the 9 or the 8, but in this case, you don't have anything. You don't really want him to continue with the queen. And so you try to play the lowest card you have, which would be the 2, to discourage him from continuing with that suit. You see why you don't want him to continue, because the ace jack's sitting down there in the declarer's hand. So if he continues, now the declarer is going to get 2 tricks. So you would want to play the 2 of spades, telling partner to switch, discouraging, I don't want you to continue this suit. And your partner would shift to something else. If you were to play the 8 or the 9, that would be encouraging, and he would come on with the suit. But you see, in this specific case, with the ace jack sitting down in the south hand, you don't want your partner to continue, because you know that probably that ace jack is sitting there. So you don't want to let the declarer get 2 tricks in that suit. So when your partner shifts or he doesn't come back with it, when you get in, you can lead through and your partner will get the queen and the guy won't get his jack. So that's the, you don't want to encourage your partner. Now let's say that you had the 9, 8, 7. You're kind of no man's land, because you play the 7, it looks as if you want him to continue. But that's when your partner has to really be on his toes and think, does she want me to continue or not? And sometimes looking at the spots in the dummy, and maybe she figures out that there's a low card for you. And, you know, remember back on these early lessons, sometimes when you make a signal, you don't always have, you might have the king, 3, and the 2, and you want your partner to continue, and the best you can do is play the 3. So you just have to play what's dealt to you. All right, I want to look now at a couple of actual hands. So far, we've just been looking at combinations of cards that you might hold, but what I want to look at now is an actual hand. So let's look at example 7. In this hand, you have the south hand has 17 high card points. It opens 1 no trump. The next hand, west, should pass, and you have 11 high card points in the north hand. You do have a 4 card major, so you want to first of all check to see if there is a 4-4 major suit fit. So when your partner opens a no trump, you would correctly bid 2 clubs. Your partner is going to say 2 spades, and now you're going to say 3 no trump. You have 11 points. You know your partner has at least 15. You've got to be in game. First, you want to check to see if you have the 4 card major. You don't have the fit. So the opening leader is west. She knows that the south hand has 4 spades, so she's certainly not going to lead a spade. She presumes that the north hand has 4 hearts, so maybe the heart's not going to be a very good lead. Doesn't seem to be a lot of future in the diamond suit, so she leads the 4 of clubs. So she has led the 4 of clubs, and the contract is 3 no trump. So east is sitting there with clubs, the jack 10 little, king queen comes down in the dummy. And you're thinking, okay, you are east. What did my partner lead from? Well, the rule of 11, 11 minus 4, the size of the card led equals 7. So there's 7 cards out bigger than the one that your partner led. You see 5 of them, the king, the queen, jack 10, 7. So the declarer's got 2 bigger than the card that was led by your partner. All right, this is a situation where you have to be on your toes if you are east. Your partner has led a suit. You have 2 high cards in that suit. The king is on the board. Clara is going to have to play either the king or queen. She plays the king. You should immediately play either the jack or the 10. I would play the 10. If you play the jack, your partner's never going to know you got the 10. So I would start by playing the 10. Now the declarer is going to finesse the spade, and it's going to come into your partner's hand. She's going to take it with the king. And now she's going to lay down the ace of clubs, because see, the queen of clubs is sitting on the board. You now need to play your jack of clubs. If you play the 7, now you're going to end up taking the 3rd trick with the jack, And you see, you have no way in the world to get to your partner so she can cash all those little spots. So to keep from blocking this suit, when your partner leads the 4, the king is played, first card you play is the 10. Declarer is going to finesse the spade. Your partner's going to take the king. Partner lays down the ace of clubs to kill off the queen of clubs in the dummy. You absolutely have to now play the jack of clubs. If you don't, you're going to win the 3rd trick, and you have no way to get to your partner. So this is imperative that you pay attention, and that you, if you have high cards, you get rid of them. Now this one is is sort of typical, and I think you would see that one. The next one is maybe going to be a little bit easier for you to see. The bidding. Twelve high card points in the south hand. She's opening the bidding. Best she can do is open 1 club. And I think you should pass if you are west. The north hand has 13 high card points. So she has 13 points opposite an opener. So south doesn't know it right now, but north already knows that this hand is going to be in game. But what is going to be the best game? She makes the 2 club bid, which has to be alerted if you are playing inverted minors. The 2 club bid means it's game force, and it means you have at least 5 clubs, and we're going to game. The south hand has a perfectly balanced hand, does have a stopper in the spade suit, 4 hearts to the 10, does have diamonds well stopped. Her bid would be 2 no trump, 12 to 14, and you with the 13 high card points in the top hand, you are going to be bidding 3 no trump. So west is going to be back in the lead. Nobody's shown a 4 card major or anything, but you do have more length in the heart suit. So I would lead the 6 of hearts. And look at your hand. Now you are east, you hold the king, jack 3rd. The ace, the singleton ace comes down on the board. So when the ace is played, of course, I have to play the ace. You need to start to unblock. You don't want to play your king, of course, but you would play your jack. Does 2 purposes. It starts to unblock, and it also tells your partner, should she get in, she needs to continue with the heart suit. So it serves 2 purposes. Playing the jack under the ace starts to unblock. Secondly, it tells your partner, it's fine, come on with this. If you get in, come on with this suit again. So when you get in, you want to play your king of hearts, which is going to win. And now you play your 5. Your 5 comes through the 10-8 that's on the board. Your the declarer is going to play the 2 and the 4. The first, when the ace is played, she's either going to play the 4 or the 2. She's not going to play the 10 or 8. Then when you play the king, she's going to play a small one. And now you play the 5. You come through her 10-8. Your partner's got the queen 9 sitting over top of the 10-8. So she's just going to get the ace of hearts. But if you incorrectly play this hand where you don't play it exactly right, and you don't keep that 5, you've got to play the king, get rid of it, and then play the 5. If you incorrectly play the 5, now you have blocked the suit. You can still come back to your partner, but the 10-8 is going to take a trick. So if you play this exactly the way you should, you play the jack the first time under the ace. When you get in, you play the king, and then when you lead the 5, you come right through the declarer's 10-8. All right, I want to come now and look at 2 hands where you can actually keep the declarer. You can block the declarer from making her contract. She is in a contract of 3 no trump. Your partner has led the queen of spades. So let's look at the bidding first of all. If you look down at the south hand, south has a whopping total of 22 high card points, opens 2 clubs on the hand. Certainly west is not going to bid. You as north, you have 5 high card points. You make the obligatory 2 diamond response. When your partner rebids 2 no trump, she's showing 22 to 24 high card points. You have 5, so you don't have a 4 card major or anything. You don't have anything to transfer to. You just simply say 3 no trump, and that's where it plays. So your partner comes off leading. I would lead the top of a sequence there. Queen jack 10 is a perfect, beautiful lead to make. You don't want to lead the king of clubs or anything like that. Queen of spades is your lead. You want to sit back and maybe get both your king, queen of clubs. So you lead to queen of spades. Declare, as you know, when we talked about playing contract, you want to count your winning tricks. So you have 2 spades, ace king of spades, you have 3 hearts, ace king queen, and you have 1 club. You always count the cashable tricks that you have. So you have 6 tricks off the top if you cashed them right now. Where are your enough tricks going to come in order to make your contract? They're going to come from the diamond suit. The most you can get in spades is 2. The most you can get in hearts is 3. You may be able to scrounge up a second club trick. But to make your contract, you're going to have to get some diamonds. So at trick 2, she takes the ace of spades, let's say. At trick 2, she leads the queen of diamonds. Now this is a time that the West hand needs to give count. If the declarer has the ace of diamonds, it doesn't matter. She's going to take 5 diamond tricks. But if she's got the ace of diamonds, maybe she play it right off. So you don't know yet, if you're West, who's got the ace of diamonds. Again, if declarer has it, she's going to take 5 diamond tricks. You can't stop her. But when she leads the queen, you need to give count. You start by playing the 7. You have a doubleton. You play the 7. Declarer plays low off the board. And you as East, you know that declarer has at least 2 diamonds. So you're certainly not going to take your ace of diamonds at that point. Declarer is smart now. Instead of leading the 9, she leads the 2. She wants to make it look like this is how you can do deception in the play of a hand. Instead of leading the 9 at trick 2, the queen of diamonds holds the trick. A lot of us would play the 9. The deceptive play is to play the 2 to make it look like you as declarer only had 2 cards. But if West is giving correct count, she will now play the 5. That tells her partner East that she had 2 cards in the suit. So East knows now, do not take the second diamond trick. Declarer's got 3 of them, so I'm going to hold up to the 3rd time to take the ace of diamonds. So if you take the ace of diamonds on the second trick, declarer is going to make her hand because she has a 3rd diamond to get over there to get enough tricks to make her diamond tricks. But if you wait until the 3rd time the diamond is led and take your ace, then you have killed the dummy. Declarer has only 8 tricks and you set her. So this is why it is extremely important. Whenever we can all see the dummy, we can all see there are no outside entries to the dummy. And so it is important for both defenders to give count, particularly when there's no outside entry and you might suspect your partner has a big card in that. And this is the way this hand is. The declarer is trying to deceive you by playing the queen and then the 2. But if your partner plays the 7 and then the 5, she's telling you she has an even number unless she has misclicked or pulled the wrong card out. So you see from those previous lessons, I talk about how important it is to give your partner count when the declarer is leading a suit, particularly and especially if there are no outside entries. All right, so then this last one's a little bit harder for you to see, but it also shows how the defenders can actually block a suit for the declarer. The contract is 3 spades, 3 no trump, and your partner leads the 2 of spades. Let's look at the bidding on this hand. South has 16 high card points. You're not too happy with your doubleton diamond, but your only bid is, of course, 1 no trump. West is not going to bid. 8 high card points sitting in the dummy, in the north hand. But you got that 5 card diamond suit, so it's worth a little bit more than 8 points. You would begin by bidding 2 clubs with this hand. Your partner has 4 hearts, is going to bid 2 hearts, and now you rebid 2 no trump. And that has to be alerted. And you would say she may or may not have a 4 card major, but she has game invitational values. She does have 8 high card points. So usually with 8 or 9, you want to make the game invitation when your partner's open to no trump. And the only way to do this with that particular hand, you can't bid, partner opens 1 no trump. With that hand, you can't bid 2 no trump, so an 8 or 9 and game invitation, because most of us play 4-way transfer. So if you bid 2 no trump, that's a transfer to the diamond suit. So the way you go about it is you bid 2 clubs, your partner bids 2 hearts. You say 2 no, has to be alerted. You may have 4 you may have 4 spades. If your partner has 4 spades, she's probably now going to say 3 spades at this point. But be that as it may, you end up in 3 no trump. Partner has 16 high card points. You've invited her. She knows you got 8 or 9. It's a little bit close contract there. Certainly if you had 17, you would bid 3 no trump if you are invited with that hand. So the opening lead is the 2 of spades. I don't know what would be, whether that would be better or the club. I don't know, but for some reason she did lead the 2 of spades. And let's follow through. Okay, so you look at the top tricks. He has 3 spade tricks. The player has ace, king, queen. Remember, and no trump contract, you count your cashable tricks. Ace, king, queen of spades. You have 2 hearts, which makes 5, and you have 1 club. You have 6 tricks. Where are you going to get enough tricks to make your contract? Possibly you're going to get another one from the clubs, maybe not, don't know. But anyway, you got to get 9 tricks somewhere. Looks like they're going to come from the diamond suit sitting on the board. All right, so you take, when the 2 of spades is led, East correctly plays the 10, and you take the king. Now you can win it as South. You can win this trick with either the king or the queen. The deceptive play to make is to win it with the king. Then that might hoodwink East into thinking her partner's got the queen, not the jack. So win it with the king, and you want to set about right away. While you still got the ace of spades as an entry, you want to set about to see if you can knock out the big diamonds, and that you're going to be able to get over there and catch those winning diamond tricks. So you lead the 9 of diamonds. Count should be given by West, playing the 2. Says she has an odd number. She may have 1, 3, or 5, we don't know, but she plays the 2. Ducked on the board, playing the 3, and now the moment of reckoning comes. You have the ace, queen, 3rd. Let's say you win the 9 with the queen, and you correctly lead back your 7 of spades. I mean, you don't know what your partner's got for sure. You lead back your 2nd highest one, the 7 of spades. Now Declare trots out that queen of spades, and she now plays her 4 of diamonds, and you hold up to the 3rd round to take your ace. But when you lead the spade, she now has the ace of spades sitting over there in the dummy, where she can now cash out the remaining 2 diamond tricks, and she's going to make this hand. What you have to do at trick 2, partners led the 2 of spades, you play the 10, Declare wins it with the king. She leads the 9 of diamonds, 2 comes from the west hand, duck on the board with the 3. You need to duck. Don't play the queen. Do not play it. The 2nd time it is led, now you take your queen, you knocked out her spade, and now you wait. The only way she can get over there is with the ace of spades, and you're still sitting there with the ace of diamonds, and you have shut down the diamond suit for her, and she is going to go set. If you play the queen of diamonds on trick 1, the Declare is going to win the race because he has the queen of spades. He's going to go over and keep leading diamonds till you take your ace. And you see he has the ace of spades sitting up there now to get as an entry to get to cash his remaining diamonds and make his contract. He wins the race. But if you correctly not take the queen of diamonds at trick the first time the diamonds are led, but duck it, play the 6, take it to second, going to take the queen the 2nd time, and then lead a spade, the Declare is never going to have an opportunity to get in. She can get there with the ace of spades, but you still got the ace of diamonds blocking the suit. So the defenders, 2 times that you want to be sure on this blocking and unblocking. Unblocking, when your partner's leading a suit and you hold high cards, you want to get rid of those if there's a chance that you might block the suit. If the Declare is playing in a contract, then you want to try as best you can to block her out of running a long suit. And that's when it's very important, when your Declare is leading a suit, that your partner give count should you hold the high stopper in the suit. All right, so next week I'm going to be looking at unblocking and blocking from the standpoint of the declarer. The declarer is playing a hand. You want to be sure that you don't block yourself out of getting winners that you would have. Also, sometimes if you're playing in a no trump contract, you maybe want to block the people, the defenders, so that they can't, if you hold up a certain length of time, you have blocked them from getting their suit. So we're going to be looking at unblocking from the standpoint of the declarer next week. I have 3 situations here that I want you to respond to, and this is your assignment. Your partner's led a suit, and you hold, and it is a no trump contract, and you hold ace, jack, 2. If the dummy doesn't come down, say with the king or something like that, then you would want to go ahead and play your ace, or you would play the ace. But if the declarer, if the dummy, does not have a high card, then you're going to want to play the ace and you're going to play the jack back. But I want you to answer what you would play back. You're going to win the ace. What is the card that you play back at trick 2? And the second situation, when your partner is led and you hold the ace, jack, 4th, again, you take the ace and you lead 1 back. Does it make a difference whether you lead the 2 or whether you lead the jack, or which one should you lead back? Is there going to be a situation there where you might actually block the suit if you don't get rid of that jack? And then the last one I want you to respond to, your partner's led a suit at no trump and you hold specifically the ace, jack, 10, 2, or a little one. You take the ace. Does it matter whether you lead the 2 back, or should you lead the jack, or should you lead the 10? So I want you to lay those cards out and think about it, and just maybe get in your mind or write down how you would answer those 3 questions. Last week, we had an assignment. We did Flannery. We had the assignment. This was the assignment of how you would bid this hand. Several ways of bidding it, the way I chose to bid it, and I hope it doesn't confuse you. But South is the opener. The beautiful part about South's hand doesn't have 12 points, but all 12 points are sitting in the spades and hearts, and that is just absolutely wonderful. So you would open 2 diamonds with this hand. The North hand has absolutely huge hand, 21 points. She knows that you have a 5-4 fit in the heart suit. She needs to know what you have in the Meyer suit. She's probably got both. You're probably not going to have any losers at all in the diamonds, and clubs, but she sets about to find out what you have. So as this is a particular case, you open 2 diamonds, alert, 4 spades, 5 hearts, 11, 15 high card points is what you say. With the North hand, you certainly want to find out more about the size and shape of your partner. So you bid 2 no trump. The South hand would correctly bid 3 hearts, which means you have 2 in the minors. You have 5 hearts, 4 spades, 2 in the minors, and you have the 11 or 12ish, maybe a bad 13-point hand. Anyway, you have a minimum. Now, if you do play kickback, a bid of 4 spades, might be what's going to confuse you. Might say, oh, well, she wants to play spades. But you should take it that 4 spades is kickback. You're asking for the key cards. So if you are playing kickback, 4 spades asking for the key cards, a bid of 4 no trump. By me, the South hand would say, I have 1 key card. I have the ace of hearts. And now a bid of 5 clubs by the North hand is asking for the queen of hearts. It is also asking for an outside king. You as North know you have no losers. You have the ace, king of diamonds. You have the ace, king of clubs. You know you have no losers in the diamonds or the clubs. Your partner has 2 in each. And all you need to find out is what your partner's got in the major suits. And so the 5 clubs is asking her, do you have the queen? Do you also have an outside king? Now, you know she doesn't have the diamond king or the club king because you have them. But when she bids 5 no trump, what she's telling you is, yes, I have the queen of hearts, and I also have the king of spades. The 5 no trump, maybe it's going to throw you. But it's the only way I can show you the king of spades without bidding 6 spades, because I still don't know where this contract's going to go. But once I tell my partner I've got the queen of hearts, that I also have the king of spades, then this hand is going golden. You're going to either place it in 7 no trump or 7 hearts, whichever one you feel most comfortable with. If you use regular no trump, you could say over the 3 hearts, you could say 4 no trump and go from there. But I think you should get to either 7 hearts or 7 spades on this hand. Next week, we are going to look at unblocking from the standpoint of the declare. So I'm hoping this has been helpful. And let me go ahead and stop record.